Year 6, welcome to day 1 of your Easter SATs revision booklet activities. I'm hoping you're not going to find today too difficult, but I am going to go through a few bits and pieces that you might encounter today which can give you a little bit of help if you need it. So we're going to look at addition and subtraction and how we might possibly fall into some traps and misconceptions, and how we just have some really key important things that we must remember. So my first question for you is 3.2 subtract 1.12. So you will notice I've got tenths and hundreds here. So as I'm writing out my subtraction, I need to be really careful. This is my one top tip, that you line up your decimal places. Now you might look at that and think, oh, do you know what? Something here, that's kind of, what we're going to do is we're going to put a 0 there as a place value holder, okay? And that's going to make everything just a little bit easier, and that makes our subtraction kind of what we're used to seeing. So from there, I can put my decimal point straight in, so I don't forget it, and I make sure it's lined up and in the correct place. 0 take away 2 I can't do, so I need to borrow. That's going to leave me with 8, 0, and then a 2. So 2.08. It is really important then, before you move on, that you take that answer and you put that straight into your answer box. Don't forget to put it in your answer box. My next one, 46.2 subtract 15.15. Again, this number's first, so this one goes on the top. 46.2. I need to line up my decimal numbers, so I'm going to put my 1 and my 5 there, my decimal point, and my 1 and my 5 there. Again, I can put my 0 in as my placeholder, and then decimal point straight in. I won't forget it, it's in the right place. And then I can just do my subtraction as I go. So I'm left with 5, 0, 1, and a 3. And then pop that straight into your answer box. You don't want to lose your mark by not popping it in. So subtraction, don't forget, line up your decimals, get that place value 0 in. Something else that you might come across when we're looking at adding and subtraction, you might find that they try and give you a whole number and subtract it by a decimal. Okay, that's fine, easy to do, no problems at all. So 9, and I'm subtracting 3.14. I'm going to put a decimal point, and again, I'm going to put a couple of zeros there as my placeholders, just to make sure, and just to keep me in line, my decimal point. And then we're back to what we've just done, back to your subtraction like you normally would do it, okay? Take care, because obviously if I have 0, I can't take 5 away, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of borrowing, okay? I'm going to take from over here, leave them with 8, carry that over. I'm going to borrow from there and leave that with 9. So now I've got 10 there. So 10 subtract 5 leaves me with 5. 9 subtract 4 leaves me with 5. 8 subtract 3 leaves me with an answer of 5.55 straight into my answer box. Don't want to lose my mark. Okay, have a look at this one then, same thing. So I've got a whole number and I'm subtracting a decimal. And make sure my 4 and my 3 are in line with each other. I'm talking about my ones, my units here, they need to be in line. Okay, I can put my decimal point and my 2 place value holder zeros, decimal point straight in my answer. I don't want to forget it. Again, because I'm subtracting from a whole number, I am going to have to do some borrowing. So I'm going to borrow from there, and I'm going to leave that one with a 9, and I'm going to carry on. So 9 take away 2, 7, 3 take away 3, 0. Answer straight in my box before I move on. Something else we might want to take note of is the fact that they might try and confuse us by putting our answer box at the beginning. Okay, you need to take real care that we acknowledge what it's asking us. Okay, so with this one, let's call this one number 1. So with number 1, I need to do the subtraction to find my answer. Nice and simple, no confusion there. They're not going to trick me with this one. So subtraction. I'm going to need to do a little bit of borrowing, but that's okay. I've practiced that before. I can do that. And I've got my answer. Okay, I'm then going to put my answer straight in my box. Okay, this one's slightly trickier because I start off with this number and I take something away to leave me with this number. Okay, so my unknown, I need to do the inverse of subtraction. Okay, because I had something and I took away 100. So actually, I need to go back a step and I need to add on 100. Okay, so I'm going to take my number, my final number that I was left with, and I'm going to do my inverse, and I'm going to add on 100. And then I'm going to pop it in my box. Before I move on, though, I'm just going to do one double check that that actually makes sense. If I had that number and I subtracted 1,000, is my answer smaller? Does it make sense? Yes, it does. That's brilliant. This final one, they're gonna try and trick you. So subtracting a decimal, we can do that. That is fine. Different amount of tens, hundreds, and thousands here, so we might need to think carefully about that. And they're also putting the answer box at the beginning just to, doubly try and get us, but we're not going to fall for that. I'm going to line up my decimal points, so 3.905, doing a subtraction. Over here, I'll put my decimal point straight in, and over here, I'm going to put my additional 0 for my place value. Then I can just do my subtraction as normal. I'm going to have to borrow over my decimal, but that is fine. I can't borrow from there, so I'm going to have to borrow from here and carry it over. Leave that one with 9. And then I'm going to make sure my answer goes in my box, 46.365. Hope today goes well.